Tiffany Steiner, co-founder of the Bakken BBQ.
The Bakken BBQ is just right around the corner. I tell you, every time I look at the calendar, I think it's going to be June very quickly. It seems like we just had Christmas last week. What's going on with the Bakken BBQ? I imagine you guys are getting down even to the home stretch as we're getting a few months away.
We are in the home stretch, and it's kind of exciting. I think it came out of nowhere, like you said. We were just at Christmas. Now we're getting close to summer, even though the weather is not looking like it. But we're really excited this year. We have an amazing band that's playing Sawdust. We have a ton of companies that are signing up to barbecue, a ton of sponsors, and we can't thank all of our sponsors enough. And we have a amazing raffle ticket going on with the grand prize of $5,000. So that's kind of exciting too.
6th annual Bakken BBQ happening June 15th in Dickinson, North Dakota. The band Sawdust, where are they from? I'm not familiar with Sawdust.
Sawdust is actually a local company. We've heard them at the Brick House, and then API had them at their Christmas party this year. And they just draw people to the dance floor. I've never seen anything like it. They are a fun, lively band, and it's just fun to hang out and dance with them.
You know, I have seen them. I do remember them from the API Christmas party, now that you mention that. I didn't know that was their name, I guess. Everybody was dancing, though. They were having a good time.
Yeah, it's amazing how many people they bring out on the dance floor.
Yeah, I like those bands that know how, there's certain bands for different things, and there's some bands that just have a high energy feel to them and know how to do a street dance or, an arena type style where it's just their sound is bigger than life, and so it's very captivating. So,
yes.
Cool. Well, I wanted to ask you about sponsors, cookers, that sort of thing. I know that obviously the people can donate at the event as well, but a big part of it is the preparation work and some of the sponsorship and the whole thing that goes into putting it on so that a good amount of money can be raised for Make-A-Wish. So talk to me, where are you guys at with the sponsors? Are you looking for some? What are the deadlines, et cetera?
We are always looking for sponsors for our events. We have you can sponsor up until the Bakken BBQ to help our event out. But the end of May would be best, just so you can get your company logo on all of our marketing materials at the event, the posters. We also mention our sponsors on the radio ads and Facebook and all that stuff. We always want to make sure our sponsors are heard. And then we have a handful of companies that have officially registered. That's pretty exciting. We have Patterson Drilling, Martin Construction, Lean Drilling, Enable Midstream, Smithy's Hot Shot, Whiting, Wyoming Casing always barbecues. So it's just going to be a fun year. I think a lot of the companies that barbecued last year will be back because they had a great time.
Tiffany Steiner with the Bakken BBQ happening June 15th, 2018, Dickinson, North Dakota. Competition, Barbecue Bravado. I know that you guys have trophies, that sort of thing. Are people coming back to defend the trophies? And talk to me about the competition that happens.
I think it's such an exciting competition between the companies. I know first place was Shawcor, and they're going to be back as well. But their winning recipe will be placed in that Watford City Dickinson magazine in June, so people will be able to see how they won the Bakken BBQ.
Are you kidding me? What? No, hey God, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but they're going to be Watford City Magazine. I hear that's got international distribution. They make it all the way to Canada. So wait, now the Watford City who?
So it's actually the Dickinson Magazine, Watford City Magazine.
Okay.
They're the Dakota Life Media, and they reached out and they were excited to be a part of the Bakken BBQ. So part of the June issue is they're going to feature the Bakken BBQ as well as a recipe from the winning company from last year.
Well, let me tell you, I've done a number of interviews in the past and you know this, Tiffany, interviewing the cookers and that sort of thing. They might tell you some very roundabout ways they do things. Good luck trying to get the recipes out of them. That's like fracking secrets. I mean,
Shockhorn agreed to it. I couldn't believe it.
No, boy.
Sometimes it's not the recipe, it's how you cook it. So it'll be interesting to see people's reactions, but it's pretty neat. They were willing to share that recipe with the world.
I don't know if I'd trust it. Boy, I tell you, he might be putting on a ruse there. No, I'm just kidding. You're right, though. So much of barbecue, though, is time and temperature.
Yes, and what you do prior to cooking it. So I think this is just a small step in how they won.
So we'll transition to the barbecue next. I mean, for the people who are planning on attending on June 15th, am I to understand it's going to be a lot like the previous years where you're going to have your staples of your ribs and your chickens and your briskets? But in the past, we've seen everything from lobster tails to shrimp to, I think there was even crawdads one year.
Yeah, I mean, last year I think we had 2 whole pigs being cooked at our event. I mean, it's just a neat thing to see what people bring out. We had 23 companies last year. I think we're going to surpass that this year. I mean, I was at an API meeting the other day, and 2 of the companies were talking about their recipe for this year, and they wouldn't even let me know. So that's how top secret their menus are for this year. They've been planning them since last June. It's pretty neat to see how excited they get for the Bakken BBQ and to be excited to come back and do the same thing year after year.
I'm looking at your poster for the Bakken BBQ, the 6th annual Bakken BBQ, and it says the kitty corner is going to be there again, and I think that's an important thing for people to know. This is a very, very family-friendly. When I say very, very, I mean in the past you've had everything from a kid's menu of just like hot dogs and kid-friendly food to face painting to the big, giant 20, 30-foot tall inflatable slides. What's the kitty corner going to look like this year?
It's going to look a lot like last year, but times 10. I think what people need to realize is we want kids to be at our event. This is a kids event. It's a Make-A-Wish event. This event, helps kids in our local area. So yeah, we do everything from games to face paint, like you said. We have multiple jumping castles. I mean, you name it. You can have your kids go over to the area because it's supervised. So you can go eat while they go to the jumping castle and hang out and get a hot dog and chips if they don't want the ribs and the smoked lobster and all that kind of stuff. So we try to gear it towards kids so it can be a family-friendly event.
And let's talk about Make-A-Wish itself, the Bakken BBQ. Of course, the festivities are very fun for everybody, and there's bravado and all that. But really, at the end of the day, it's put on for Make-A-Wish North Dakota. And you guys really do such an exceptional job for this fundraiser. And the thing that I love about it, and which brings me back every year, is how you actually... Make-A-Wish is very involved with this. I mean, it seems like the kids are showing up and they are comfortable enough to be recognized for their challenges and their strengths. And Kelly Braun and I have mentioned so many times how, I wish a lot of adults could have an ounce of these kids' courage, because I don't get how they do it. So talk to me a little bit about Make-A-Wish and how you guys consciously really try to make them a big part of that program.
I think they're the whole reason for the program. This is exactly why everyone shows up that day, and the reason we spend a whole year planning it. And a big part of it goes out to Kelly Braun because, he coordinates all the Make-A-Wish children. We give free registrations for the whole family, for the whole Make-A-Wish family to come to our event, because we want them there. We want them wearing their blue Make-A-Wish shirt so everyone can see why our event happens. And we love that they can come on stage. And I agree with you. They are such strong adults, because you can say they're adults. They've gone through so much that they're incredible. And I think when people see the Make-A-Wish children there and the families there, they finally understand the reason for our events, and we love having them there. I mean, it's just exciting to see them and to see the life in their eyes, and they have a blast, and the family has a blast, and Make-A-Wish is such a great thing in our community, and we want to support that for years to come.
I know every time I go, I always get teary-eyed and cry and everything. And I used to think that, because I'm a parent now, my son just turned 12 this last week, so I've been a parent for 12 years, but that's what kind of brought the emotion out in me and the change. Well, then I look around and no, there ain't a dry eye in the place, so it doesn't matter if you're a parent or not. I mean, people are just tough oil guys weeping when these kids tell their stories and everything, and yeah. Anywho.
It's definitely very, very hard to not have a tear when you listen to these kids and you see them on stage, and they are the true life in this world.
So I don't want to give away anything or push the interview to a place that it shouldn't go, but the last few years, you guys have actually presented a wish. Is that the intention? Has that been talked about? I know a lot of times it needs to be a surprise, but you guys have done it the last couple of years in a row, so I don't know if people are expecting it now or kind of where you guys are with all that, because it's a lot easier said than done.
It is, and like I said, a lot of that's due to Kelly Braun. He is an amazing person, and he does a lot for the Dickinson Make-A-Wish. So it's something that we would always love to do at our event. But it just depends on timing and everything. And, if we can give a wish away at our event, I think that brings a lot more to our event and more people. So we're hoping, this year we can do that, but it's not something that's set in stone yet.
And I don't even think you guys have ever really advertised that in the past, have you? I mean, I think maybe a day or two before you might have told me, hey, we're going to be doing this, but I don't even know that you guys necessarily know that far in advance.
We don't really talk about it much, just because it's something I think that's a fun surprise. And I think our event draws people without that. And now, like you said, you've seen it the last couple of years, so it's something you kind of expect to see at our event. So I just think it's something fun that we do every year, just a little surprise to give back to the community even more and give back to Make-A-Wish.
Well, Kelly, if you're listening, as you have heard in the interview, this is all my doing. This is not Tiffany. This is me doing it. So I don't want to get you in trouble at all. But like I said, it's happened the last few years, and you don't forget it. You do not. And I remember specifically the look on Davany's face when she got the castles. I'll never forget it. And
I don't think I could even talk. I was crying so hard. And thanks to Jackie, the other co-founder, she definitely stepped up and took the mic away from me. But that was really emotional. That was the first time that we gave a wish ever. And you don't realize the power, the effect that has on a child and even yourself. So I've definitely got better at helping with wishes. But that was really, that was very emotional.
All right, let's go full circle here. 6th annual Bakken BBQ. Mid-June is what I always remember, and this year it's June 15th. 6th annual Bakken BBQ, 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. The West River Ice Center, Dickinson, North Dakota. Unlimited taste testing. That's the other thing we forgot to mention. You pay the cover charge, and then you go in, and then it's food galore after that. You got to pay for your own drinks, but there's food galore afterwards, and music there, silent auction, the kitty corner. Talk to me a little bit about some of the contact information you guys need, since we're going to be throwing it out there to the general public. So anybody who wants to sponsor and anybody who wants to participate as well, kind of give us some of that information as we wind down.
Okay, Jason. Big thing we have is Facebook. We always are checking our Bakken BBQ Facebook. We also have a Hotmail email, so it's bakkenbbq@hotmail.com. Those are probably the two easiest ways to get a hold of us. Everyone has access to those. So reach out to us, and we will definitely accommodate anything that you would like.
All right. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I would like to challenge someone, anyone, to see if they could eat food from every company this year, because I think that's almost impossible to eat 25 different companies' food, because they don't give you a small plate. They give you a huge plate showering with all different foods. So it'd be interesting to see if someone could complete the challenge of all the companies.
You better get a T-shirt or some kind of trucker hat with the net mesh back, or something that is going to be their symbolic trophy, if you will. I mean, when I did the Smokies 52-pound or 52-ounce steak, I got a T-shirt, and I think I throw up every time I look at it now. But
it's so much food, and we were talking at the home show, the Dickinson home show this weekend, and people, they were kind of laughing, and I said, wear sweatpants, because that's the only way. It's like Thanksgiving all over again. You eat, and then dance. Try to dance off all the food you ate. Yeah, I think it would be a neat thing to see.